Hello, welcome to Maths with EJD. In this video, I'm solving another structured problem that has two parts. The first part is uh, we are given that the ages of some children in a big family are as follows. Age in years is 3 to 7, 3 children, 8 to 12, 3 children, 13 to 17, 10 children, 18 to 22, 3 children, 23 to 27, 1 child, 28 to 32, 5 children. Then we have to find the average age of the children and then calculate the variance and standard deviation of the ages. And in the second part, we want to calculate the coefficient of variation of the children's ages. So let's get on it. Um, so I just want to, so I'll just go this way. Um, First of all, right, we have age and number. Let me just put it this way. And then we have, okay. In fact, let me just say, let me say age. Age is yeah. So age is X, okay? And number of children, we can take that to be frequency F. Okay. So I'm just going to put it that way. So I have X and F. So for 3 to 7, we have 3 children. For 8 to 12, age 8 to 12, we have 3 children again, 3 children. Then for 13 to 17, we have 10 children. 18 to 22, we have 3 children. 23 to 27, 23 to 27, 1 child. And then 28 to 32, 28 to 32, we have 5 children. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. Okay. So we can move on with all this now. So this is what the data is saying. Okay. This is what the data is saying. So the first question is the first question, like we have up there, is to want to find the average age of the children, average age. So we say to find the average, or let me start color coding from here. To find the average age of the children, okay, that should be x bar. X bar is summation of f of x, or let me say f of x divided by, let me write that better, summation of f of x divided by summation of f, okay? And what that simply means is this, summation of f of x. So we need the class mark. We talked about the class mark in the first part of the question. So we need the class mark, if you like, call that x. In that case, this can now become this, so that this is small x bar. So let's call up the class mark small x. Okay. So and then from that we actually need f of x, which we can sum up later. Okay. So the class marks, right? So the first class mark, x1, will be 3 plus 7 divided by 2. That is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So the class mark there is 5. The second class mark is 8 plus 12 divided by 2. That's 20 over 2. That's 10. So this is 10. And we need the third class mark, which is 13 plus 17, 30 divided by 2. That is 15. So the class mark here is 15. Then the fourth class mark, x4, is 23 plus 27. That's, you add the class limits, the two class limits divided by 2. This is 50 divided by 2. That's, no, 40, 23 plus 27 is 50 actually. Um, okay, I think I've jumped something. I've jumped 18 and 22. I was wondering. Okay, the fourth class mark will be 18. So this is the fourth class mark. 18 divided by 18 plus 22, 40 divided by 2. That will give 20. So this place is 20. And then we need a fifth class mark, which is 23 plus 27 divided by 2. That is 25. 50 divided by 2, now that's 25. Then the sixth class mark now, x6 is 28 plus 32 divided by 2. That's 60 divided by 2, which is 30. So this is actually 30 now. So we can now do f of x. F of x is 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 10, 30. 10 times 15, 150. 3 times 20, 60. 1 times 25 is 25. 5 times 30 again is 150. So we can now go for what we need for the average, summation f of x. So we know summation f of x is the summation of all this. So this is 45, 45. Of course, 150 plus 150 is 300. So we can keep that aside. 300. Then this is 45. 45 plus 25 is 70. 70 plus 30 is 130. So everything together is 430. I hope that's correct. Let me be very sure of that. It's very easy to make mistakes with this kind of thing. So we need to be really, we need presence of mind, like they say, to do this one accurately. Okay, then of course we need summation of f, right? Summation of f. That's 3 plus 3, 6 plus 10, 20, 16 plus 3, 19 plus 1 plus 1, 20. So so you have 25 children, so such a large family indeed. So summation f of x. So we can now go back and say x bar is equal to 430 divided by 25. 430 divided by 25. Yep. So that would be, what's the easy way? If you multiply by 4, you get 100 down there. You know that, I mean, with that calculator, now there are some tricks we can use. If you multiply 25 by 4, you get 100. So if you multiply 430 by 4 also, you can get something. So it's easy to divide. But if you have your calculator, just punch it and get your answer. Let me just do that trick now. So we have 430 times 4 over 25 times 4. So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 3 is 12. I carry 1. 4 times 4 is 16. That's 17. Divided by 25 times 4, that's 100. So with 100, now you can just go 2 zeros back, and the answer is 17.2. So x bar is 17.2. So the mean of the ages that we want in the first step, in the first part, right, in the question. So that's I now. You need is x bar. So you can say, average age, therefore, the average age of the children is 17.2. Okay. All right, then. So we can move on to the second part. The second part is we need to calculate the variance and standard deviation. So calculate, okay, or rather, I can say to calculate the average, to calculate the average, I mean, to calculate the variance, sorry, to calculate the variance and standard deviation of the ages and standard deviation of the ages. Okay, so we need the formula for variance, right? So variance actually, if I still remember very well, is summation of I think it's summation. Let me be sure of that. Okay. I think it's summation of f of the frequency, right? That'll be summation of the frequency multiplied um by x minus x bar, all squared, then all of that divided by summation of f again. And then we know that standard deviation would be equal to square root of variance. Simply that. Square root of variance. That's the standard deviation. So again, from here, we know we need to structure, we need to, our table to get the job done, right? So let's go for it. Let's go for the table again. Now we don't need the first x again because we already have everything we need from that first from by calculating the mid mark and everything. So now we can have our okay, of course, we have the mid mark now, x, and it is in steps of 5. So 5 to 30, incrementing by 5. So you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. And for the frequencies, we have 3, 3, 10, 3, 1, 5. 3, 3, 10, 3, 1, 5. That'll be for the frequencies. Okay. And then for from the formula, we surely need x minus x bar in each case. So we know our x bar is equal to 17.2. Okay. Well, from there, I think I can start color coding. We know x bar is 17.2. And this is necessary because we need x minus x bar in each case. And then we now need the square of x minus x bar. And then we now need f times x minus x bar. So x bar squared, rather. So when all of that is achieved, you can sum it up. And that's what we need. So here, x minus x bar, that's like 5 minus 17.2. 5 minus 17.2. Okay, I guess I just want to jump to the square so that we can be sure we are doing the right thing. Oh, okay. What do I do now? Okay, let me just switch to where I can easily compute these things. Okay, x minus x bar. That means we have for x minus x bar, right? We have 5 minus 17.2. So let's do that. 5 minus 17.2. That is equal to minus 12.2. Okay, minus 12.2. So if we square that, what do we get? 5 minus 17.2, right? That's raised to power 2 now. Raised to power 2. We get 148.84. 148.84. Okay. Then the next one, we have 10 minus 17.2. 10 minus 17.2. 10 minus 17.2. That is minus 7.2. So minus 7.2, let's square that. Minus 7.2 squared. Of course, that is going to be 50 or something like that. 50 point something. Yeah. This is 51.84. Then next, we have 15 minus 17.2. So 15 minus 17.2. I guess after now we can already see a pattern. 15 minus 17.2, that will be minus 2.2. Minus 2.2 squared now. Minus 2.2 squared is equal to 4.84. 4.84. And then we have 20 minus 17.2. 20 minus 17.2. So for the first time, we're going to get a positive value for that. 20 minus 17.2. 20 minus 17.2. That would be 20 minus 17.2. That's 2.8. 2.8. Then if we square that, that will give us 7.84. Okay. Then we have 25 minus 17.2. 25 minus 17.2. Okay, that is 7.8. We square that. We have 60.84. 60.84. So finally, we have 30 minus 17.2. 30. So it's, of course, that I think it's also increasing by 5 normally. So I can just know that the answer is already going to be 12.8 there. So 30 minus 17.2. Okay, that is 12.8 as expected. Then we can square that. Okay, that will be 163.84. 163.84. Okay, so we need to now multiply each of this by, we need to multiply f and x minus x bar squared. So let's go for that. Okay, 148.84 multiplied by 3. The answer is 446.52. 446.52. Next, we have 3 times 51.84. 3 times 51.84. That is 155.52. 155.52. Next, we have, of course, 10 times 4.84. This 10 times 4.84. And we've done this already. 10 times 4.84 is easy. Just so that is 48.42. The 10, we should just shift the decimal to the right by 1 point. Then we have 3 times 7.84 this now. 3 times 7.84. 3 times 7.84. Okay, that is 23.52. 23.52. Then we have 60.84 times 1. That's easy. That's just 60.84. And lastly, 163.84 times 3. 163.84 times 3. That is 491.52. 491.52. Okay, and the formula is saying that we need the summation of that f times x minus x bar squared, right? So we need to sum up all this. So summation of f into x minus x bar all squared. Let's see what that gives. So let's go. We have 446.52, right? 446.52 plus 155. You need to be careful because it's very easy to make mistakes. 155.52 plus 48.4 plus 23.52 plus 60.84 plus 491.52 491.52 446.52 155.52 48.4 23.52 60.84 491.52. Okay, all that is 1,226.32. And again, we need summation F, okay, which we already knew before. Summation F is simply 25. That's 5 plus 1, 6 plus 3, 9, 29 plus 6, 25. Okay, so finally we can get the variance. So we can say variance now, of course, summation of F, x minus x bar all squared divided by summation of F. So variance now is equal to 1226.32 divided by 25. So variance is equal to, variance is 1226.32 1226.32 divided by 25. That is 49.0528. So that's the variance. Then we can go for the standard deviation now. So standard deviation, which we know already to be the square root of variance, standard deviation is equal to square root of variance. So that means that standard deviation, I'm shortening it now, this SD, right, is equal to square root of 49.0528. So that'll be square root of 49.0528. And that is simply, that tells us that the standard deviation is approximately 7.004, if you like. So that is how this is. Okay. So we have found the variance and standard deviation. That's the second part of the first part, so to speak. Then the last thing is we want to find the coefficient of variation of the children's age. Okay. Okay, we can make a comment, right? You can say, therefore, the variance and standard deviation of the ages are, I mean, I always like, when I'm answering an exam question, I like to do it like I'm telling a story. It's not enough to just get the right formula, get the right answer, and walk away. No, tell a story like, to find this, then go ahead and find. After finding, then report your answer. So that, I mean, it will be an examiner's delight reading your paper. So the variance and standard deviation of the ages are 49.05, 49.0528 and 7.004 respectively. Respectively. So the last thing, now another story to tell, for the B part, we need to find the coefficient of variation of the children's ages. So let's say that. So B now, to find the coefficient, of variation of the children's ages, of the children's ages. Okay, you need to know that coefficient of variation has a formula, coefficient of variation. Interesting, I did not talk about it in the playlist, but this is a very good opportunity to do that. So it is usually standard deviation over mean, and it is expressed in percentage. Okay, so that's standard deviation of the ages divided by the mean of the ages times 100%. So in this case, you want to tell us that, you want to remind us that standard deviation, right? Since it's the same age we are still talking about, same ages of the 25 children. So the standard deviation is what, 49.0528. That's 49.0528. Then mean for the ages, you remember we got it to be 17.2. I think that was the first thing we ever did. Yeah, this is where we got that, right? 17.2. And with that now, you can get the coefficient of variation. So you can say, therefore, coefficient of variation is equal to the standard deviation, that's 49.0528 times, divided by 17.2 times 100%. Okay, so this is a big one. The value is out of this world, so to speak. Okay, that is 49.0528 divided by 17.2. Okay. Oh no, 49.028 is actually the variance. We need the standard deviation. So I was wondering, that should be 7.004. Sorry. That should be, this is variance now, not standard deviation. We need the standard deviation. Sorry. I was already wondering why it's going to be that big. So, but don't forget, standard deviation is 7.004. Not we need a standard deviation here. So this is like saying the standard deviation over the mean times 100%. That's the formula for coefficient of variation. Okay, if you allow me to do it that way. Okay, so this was going to be wrong. Thank God I quickly remembered. So we have this 7.004. Okay, and that is equal to 7.004 divided by 17.2. That's 7.004. That is 0.407 times, oops, keep making this mistake. 0.407 times 100%. And that is 40.7%. If you like, that's approximately 41%, but I can leave it that way. We can also, therefore, the coefficient, the coefficient of variation for the children's ages, is 40.7%. And with that, we come to the end of that. We come to the end of this problem, okay, which is to, the question we see up there. So that's the end of that. It's I mean, with some practice, you get used to these things. Thank you so much for listening. If you have not subscribed to this channel, be sure to do that. Don't forget also to hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. And don't forget to comment. Tell me if you want me to solve a problem or if you want me to um, treat a topic. And also, don't forget to share, like, and share so that other people can take part in all this learning. Till I come your way again, keep solving and keep getting the right answers and keep smashing the grades. Bye.